What I like about the car is the feeling that you get driving it. You have full control of the car. You don't have traction control, you don't have ABS, and it brings you back to when you really had to drive the car instead of rely on all these electronic aids interfering. So if you do very well with the car, it's because of you.
In 2006, Noble informed us that they would no longer produce the Noble M12 or M400. We then took the existing Noble and kept the underpinnings of it and bits and pieces of it and basically re-engineered it from the ground up, making all the improvements that we would want to have seen in a car that we would drive every day. Hence the Rossion Q1, what you see today.
The Q1 is a 2,600 pound, 390 foot-pound of torque, 450 horsepower, mid-engine sports car. Lateral handling is about 1.1 Gs, and the road compliance is fantastic on it.
The changes that we made were quite significant. Differences in the interior, we made it more luxurious, more functional as an everyday car, but yet maintaining the same performance characteristics on the track, just more reliably.
Well, first and foremost, the Q1 is a road-going car. It's powered by the 3-liter twin turbocharged engine. So you have all the creature comforts in it that you would find in anything that you drive on the street normally. The Q1 is capable of 0 to 60 in 3 seconds, running the quarter mile in an 11.6 at 126 miles per hour.
The RP120 is a whole different monster. This is more of a hardcore, lighter weight street fighter.
The RP120 has a stiffer spring rate, a little bit more aggressive dampening. The geometry on the suspension is just a little bit different, and that's all adding up to what's responsible for it having almost 1 more G of lateral grip over the Q1. In addition, with the 2-liter in it and a curb weight of 2,000 pounds wet, it's lighter on everything.
This car is going to be a significant force to be reckoned with, both on the track and on the street.
I've been involved with cars for a very long time. At an early age, my father had a Chevy 350 engine in his shop that I got a book and was basically left to my own devices to figure out how to make it work.
When I lived in South Africa, I actually worked for a very large insurance company and working with a suit and tie. And one day, a very good friend of mine drove a Corvette, which was almost unheard of in Johannesburg, South Africa. Down the road, I looked outside and saw the car and immediately fell in love. And that was when I was purely hooked, and I knew that that was going to be the path that I would follow.
My name is Shane Lewis. I'm a professional race car driver. Both platforms of the car, mid-engine, rear drive, really low center of gravity, hugs the curves very, very well. You get the application of the power, smooth power, it just zips right out of the corners, and you're under control all of the time.
A mid-engine car, especially ours, is more of a momentum car. You are going to get a lot of braking done very late, get turned in, and just maintain your throttle. It's a fantastic balance. Both the Q1 and the RP are right about 57% rear weight biased.
Compared to a lot of the cars on the market, where they're probably at least 1,000 pounds heavier, you're going to get much better braking capacity, you're going to get much better handling. Every aspect of the car is going to be better with the lightweight, as well as just the fun factor goes way up.
The suspension on this car was developed and finalized on the on-ramps of a local interstate, without naming the interstate. It was done, we were spoken to about it, but at the end of the day, really, the car is a street car. So where are you going to develop it? If you go and you purely develop your suspension at a racetrack, it'll work great at a racetrack, but it has to work where it's going to live most of its life, and our cars are typically spend their lives on the street.
It's an enthusiast's car. The driver feedback and the input you get from the road is just exhilarating. It makes the driver feel a part of the car.
What I love about working on this car is the simplicity of it. At its core, it's a tube chassis car, and coming from a racing background, that's what makes it really interesting to me. There's so much in the car to give, there's so much more performance left in it for the end user to get out of it, that it's exciting.